There we go.
Howdy,
Yay.
folks.
Hi, guys. Thank you, Joe. I know you always do.
Hi,
I just
Josh.
have to put that up to remind everyone. Welcome, Josh. Good to see you.
Hi, Josh. Good to see you here, son. This is,
What?
well, I know this. I can see half of that screen, but I guess that's okay. Doesn't
Yeah,
make
but
much
this
difference.
is what you need to look at anyway.
True. Yeah, let me get my other, gotta get my other foot in here.
Do I need to scoot over a little?
No, I just need to shorten my leg.
Good to see you too, Joe.
Hey, Joe. How's tricks, big guy? How you doing today?
Josh, we have a tradition on this channel. Whenever anyone comes for the first time, we ask them for a general location of where they are, and then we put a pin in the map for their location to represent them. You have your choice of colors. You've got red, green, yellow, blue, or white.
What do you want? What color do you want, Josh?
Hi, Broussards.
Hey, how you doing down there? How's everything in Louisiana today?
I thought you'd be busy with chickens. Is that next weekend, not this weekend?
I think that's next week.
Okay. Anyway, Josh, tell us the color and give us, are you anywhere near Portland? We can put a pin somewhere near Portland if that's where you are.
Yeah, I don't know what other cities are near there, but I don't know what his nearest city that would be on our map is, but
Corvallis. Let me see if we, and what color, Josh? I'll look for
I
Corvallis.
doubt that Corvallis is on there, but we can see.
Oregon City,
Where's the nearest big?
Salem,
Where's the
Coos
nearest big
Bay,
one?
Roseburg, Columbus Falls, Eureka, Redding, it's down in California. Corvallis is not listed, sorry.
Where's your nearest big one, Josh? He wants to be great north of Eugene, south of Portland.
Well, there's Portland. I've got either Portland or Oregon
Yeah,
City.
Use Portland. Close enough. We know who it is. There you go. Oh, they did do their chickens today. They're already done.
Oh, very good.
That's,
Whoops. I'm about to knock over our map here. There. Gonna have to do something about setting this in a little
hi,
bit.
Lisa. How you doing? Holy cow, 107 degrees.
Where is that?
Sounds like Arizona.
I've got to do something about that map, but it'll be after the show.
While you're up, though, would you do me a favor before you sit down?
Yeah.
In my little pocket on my chair, got some of those lozenges. Would you mind giving me one? Got to do something about my voice. Thank you.
And let me have a generic white one. And I'll see if I can't get it to hold
Oh, okay.
the map to the wall.
Oh, in El Paso, yeah. Yeah, I can understand that, Lisa. Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Okay, you'll get it figured out here.
I'll have to move everything when you're ready to get back out.
Yeah. I can crawl all over it. Yeah, I don't think so. My voice is just shot. I got to go to the doctor. I don't want to.
Hello, Garden for Cheap. Hello, Laurie, Firefly Farms. Cooling off with an ice pack. Other than that, we're just relaxing. That sounds wonderful. Oh, Josh, 68 degrees. That's lovely. Hi, Ruth. Good to see you. Hello, Lisa.
Yeah, Josh always brags about the weather out there. He rubs it in pretty bad sometimes.
Well, I don't know what it is right now. It was 87 earlier.
Here. Looks about right. But I'll tell you what, everything around here is beautiful and green.
Yes, we had so much rain last month that everything is, usually it's brown by now, and it's not.
Thanks, Josh. I don't know. Does it sound better to you?
It's a little stronger, but still very raspy.
Well, 55 years of smoking, I guess I'm paying the
Uh-oh,
price
Garden
now.
for Cheap had a knife versus finger incident. Tell us about it.
Uh-oh.
Now, I taught you to be safe. Did you forget
Rachel.
what I taught
Yes, it
you?
was Rachel.
Rachel is Garden for Cheap.
Oh, okay.
Can't believe y'all are done already. She's calling Greta Tattletale.
Hey, we're wounded in the line of duty, Rachel. What the hell?
By the way,
Yeah, we got shot yesterday.
it's not there anymore. We got shot yesterday.
We took the
Johnson and Johnson.
single dose option and went down to Walmart. They shot us up.
Is that what?
I haven't felt a thing. No
Yeah,
side effects at all so far.
nothing at all.
And we forgot to pray before starting. Okay, that's you ought to know better than that. Oh, stabbed my finger. Wow.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Rachel.
That's no fun. But did you clean it up real well?
Yeah, don't be sure you keep that wound clean.
Whoa,
90s
7
in
days in a
Minnesota?
row, 90 or above in Minnesota. That's amazing.
That's unheard of.
Wow. Amy did it for you. Okay. Be sure and keep it clean. You don't want to get what I had and what Brett had. 'Cause that is no fun.
Nope.
My mom got that one and didn't tell my dad. And I had a month ago. He's still pretty mad at her. Ah,
Yeah, what? Oh, the shot?
and he didn't want her to get it? Yes, ma'am, she's saying to me. Well, I am using my mama voice.
Yeah,
so.
you were using your mama voice. Yeah, I recognize that.
Anybody that knows me or has known me for any length of time at all recognizes the mama voice.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I tend to use it a lot. I got into that habit when my kids were little. He was afraid it would give her blood clots. You know, Joe, there was only 3 women out of 2 million that got it. So I decided, hi, Christy. So I decided that I may be 1 in a million, but I'm not 3 in a million. So my chances were better, and I'm not worried about it. I'm really not. Peekaboo.
I think that was Karib.
No, that was Gammy.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, Christy, how you doing, darling? Good to see you.
Kareeb's voice is a little different. Hello, Kareeb.
What you doing over there, Bravo? Huh? Looking at me upside down. Hello, Bravo.
He's hanging from the inside of his cage and
Upside
looking at
down.
us upside down.
I guess that makes much difference to birds. I think they see a little different. You know, they look at a lot of stuff upside down.
Mm-hmm. I understand that she has a long
Now he's
history
scratching
of
his head upside down.
but only after she got sick from it, she decided to tell us. Oh, so she did get sick from it. Oh, that's too bad.
Well, that does paint it a little differently.
Yes. I have a long history of all kinds of things, but no blood clot problems, praise God. But I did learn my lesson last month, and I will suit up before I do any more chicken
Well, to be honest with you,
butchering. Yes.
I feel kind of responsible for all that.
Well, you
I should have been more adamant about the hazards of processing live poultry.
Mhm.
I didn't warn y'all
We knew.
as much as I should have.
We knew.
I should have. I know what I did. I didn't take my soapbox to Louisiana. That's it. I left my
You left
soapbox
it here. Well, Brett, a lot of folks are not convinced that these shots are the way to go. But at our age, and we both have compromised immune systems and all kinds of other things, I just felt like it was better to be safe. In this case, getting the shot was better than not.
To be honest with you, also, Brad, part of it's because y'all come to see us in August. I just kind of had a feeling, if you are vaccinated, then there's just less question. If you can flash your card it's kind of like a passport. You know, what I mean, if you have your shots, you're free to go some places, and if you don't, they have the option of not letting you in. So I wanted to make sure we had ours covered. That's all there was to it. But to be honest with you, again, at our age, and I do have a compromised respiratory system, and my immune system is good, but it's my respiratory system. I can't afford to come down with pneumonia or anything lung related anymore. It's just, I got to be careful. So I figured, well, this is best way you can go.
Well, Joe, we waited a long time to get it. We were not sure at first that we wanted it either.
True.
And we thought about it and discussed it and watched the news and did some research and all that, and finally decided that, yeah, we probably should go ahead and get it. And oddly enough, neither one of us have had any side effects at all.
None at all. My arm's not even sore,
No, Brett, it does not change our mind. You are more than welcome to come. Please do come. Please do come. If that had made a difference, we wouldn't have come to see you guys.
This is a totally personal choice, Brett.
Yeah.
Totally personal choice.
And we definitely want you to come. As a matter of fact, we spent the last 2 days discussing what around here we would like for you to see, and we're making a list to send you so you guys can look at the list and tell us what you want to see.
We're making notes about what we want to go see do. So
locations and the whole bit.
I'll back up for just a sec. I would like to introduce Joshua Howell. That's my son. He lives out in Oregon. Currently, he's in college. He's going into Oregon State University. In the fall, he's finishing up one phase of his education, and he's going into another. And I'm not exactly sure what to say he's going into. He's kind of in archaeology and kind of in anthropology. So I decided he's an archaeoanthropologist, or is it anthro-archaeologist? One of those two. But I did want to just kind of give you a heads up as to why he has the same last name as me.
Because they're related.
That's my son. And it's the first time that he's come on here to our live stream, and I'm really, really glad you're here, Josh.
Yeah, it's great that you were
The only thing I can think of now would be better would be to have your sister Kinder here and your son Michael, and I'd have my whole family gathered here. That'd be great. And making a family phone call. But anyway.
The rest of the family is not coming.
But
my girls, they're too busy.
Well, Josh, the invitation's been there, but it's entirely up to you, as you well know. I've not tried to push you in any direction to come and see us. Just I've tried to keep you advised that this is where we hang out on Sundays.
Yes,
it's what we do. And these are the folks that come and hang with us.
These are all our friends.
They're all dear to us. We've come to know these. We never met them except for the Broussards. We haven't met them, but
not met them face to face. We've met them here.
Yeah, and we share a lot, and we say prayers for each other, encourage each other, laugh at one another, share stories. Ourselves. Yeah, share a few stories. Well, good. I'm glad, Josh. That's right.
We met.
Oh, yes, we did. Yeah, we met Rachel. That's true.
But you're considered part of the Broussards, right?
Yeah. Well,
we're all part of the Broussards.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to make that little announcement there. It's as long as we've been broadcasting, to my knowledge, neither one of my children have ever come by until today. So.
They were married in 1965.
Really
That's
nice to have
great, Lori.
Yep. Those long-time marriages, the ones that go 50, 60 years off and wonder, do they stay married just because it's too damn much trouble to split up? Or are they genuinely still bonded?
It depends on the
You
couple.
know, yeah, I'm sure
I
it
know
does.
my mom and dad were definitely still bonded. I mean, they still held hands walking
Yeah.
down the street together, and you know, they hugged and kissed and all of that in front of anybody that happened to be there.
I saw
definitely a bonding.
these stupid questions that people put up on Facebook sometimes that I don't know where they come from, but then they got like 1.2 million responses. One of them was, do you tell your significant other that you love them every day? I looked at that for a minute and I said, oh, yeah. You know, it's, for one thing, it's the last thing we say to each other at night. But if I don't tell Kate that I love her at least once a day, I figure I'm falling down on the job. So I love you.
I love you too.
I love you.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I love you. Yeah, okay, I love you. But
So, Laura, your dad got to go visit your mom yesterday.
there were some funky answers to that question, though. I mean, you know, of course, there's a whole lot of Karens out there, you know, that just had to come in and say, no, he never tells me that he loves me. I'd leave his ass, but I don't know where I'd go or what I'd do. Okay, well, but yes, I do. And she does too. So,
And the way
so
I look
remember,
at
if you
it,
have a significant other,
the way
tell
I
them you love them every day. That's just kind of part of the deal. The way I figure it, sooner or later, there's going to be the last words that you say to somebody.
exactly.
And if it, God forbid, I mean, let's just imagine the worst, and one of us dies in her sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know that the last thing that she heard me say was, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. And when she leaves the house, I always tell her I love her because, you know, God knows you never know. You walk out in today's world, it's a coin toss as to whether or not you're going to walk back in.
Congratulations, Ruth. 57
So-
years is quite an accomplishment.
I want to make sure that Kate knows that I love her. Hey, Celtic. How you doing there, big guy?
Hi, Celtic. Good to see you.
How's tricks with you today, big guy? Freezing from the sunburn. Uh-oh, what'd you do?
She got burned.
Did you hang out too
Makes
much
her
in the
cold.
sun?
Yeah.
Uh,
74 out there today.
I saw your recent picture that you put up, Celtic, on your timeline. One of them cracked me up. I can't remember which one it was now, but one of them I found was very amusing. Oh,
How's
okay.
it doing, Celtic? Is it
Yeah,
helping?
is it helping you? And when are you going to get your chair? And who's paying for it?
Hopefully, Medicare.
I looked into Medicare getting me one, and it was going to be such a goat rope. I just finally figured, screw it. I just went out and bought one used. I got a good one.
Yeah.
But, you know, I could have spent $8,000 on one. Instead, I got one that'll probably last me for years for $1,200. And I just put new batteries in it. So that was what, $200?
200. 100 for each battery.
Yeah. But those will last me for several years. And, you know, that's an expendable on these chairs. But now I can run it for 2 or 3 days and it's still fully charged. You know, before it was getting down to where half a day the battery would show was draining out. Well, I hope you can get one.
It's amazing.
I really do.
It's amazing the freedom that the chairs give you.
I'm, by the way, we went by the other day and put down some earnest money on the lift that's going to get installed in the bed of the truck. In another week or two, it should be in. And the guy that's going to install it said it only takes a few hours, so I'll go over there and just sit and wait. But then I'll be able to load my electric chair up by myself and put it in the back of the pickup, and Kate and I'll be able to hit the road again. I'm trying to decide what's going to be our first trip out, what's going to be our first go-see-do. And I've got some ideas. I'm thinking the zoo is probably going to be
I hope
the first one. I think that's
That's the one that we
I've
both
been
like the
wanting to go
most.
back to the. I mean, San Antonio's got a pretty good zoo. It ain't world class. I mean, I've seen Henry Dorley. I've seen the zoo in Madrid and a couple of others. And the Atlanta Zoo was kind of a disappointment, but Henry Dorley is world class. That is a really, really, really great zoo in Omaha.
Awesome.
And the one in Madrid was pretty impressive too.
Joshua thinks we ought to go to Oregon and go see the Portland Zoo.
Sure, yeah.
We're talking about a
Yeah,
day trip,
yeah,
Josh.
Josh, you keep pushing me that. That's a 5-day trip, partner. It ain't going to happen.
Yes, Christy, it is going to be wonderful. I very much look forward to the day
Yep.
when he feels self-sufficient again.
Would be nice because right now, I mean, yes, I could go out there and load up and go somewhere, but
He did when I was in the
It's-
hospital.
it's-
He put the walker and the chair in the back of the truck and went to the hospital, brought me what I needed.
they almost
It
needed
was a
to.
long, hard trip, but he did it.
They almost needed to admit me by the time I got to you.
Yeah.
It was tough. It was really because of manual wheelchair, and I had to find one elevator 4, oh no, elevator D.
D.
And the way this hospital is laid out, elevators are all over the place. So I had to go from place to place to place to place. And of course, none of them are close to each other, different wings. It took me probably 20 minutes just to find the damn elevator.
Joe, I'm really glad that the tube change out
Yeah,
went well.
good
That
deal.
is great news.
Oh, wow, 5 hours, that would suck.
Christy, do you live near Portland?
Obviously, I've never seen it. Is it a good zoo, Josh? Is the Portland Zoo pretty good? I have, but it's an old series from way back in the early 2000s that we've been watching lately on Discovery Plus called The Ultimate Zoo. And it's stuff from all over. And they've already had 2 stories on stuff from
Dorley.
from Henry Dorley.
Josh
One-
says he's
one
never
of them-
been there.
One of them we've seen, which is their desert. They set up a desert.
Yeah.
But now underneath that desert, they dug it out. What was it they put down there? All the nocturnal night,
Aquarium, or was it the nocturnal?
the nocturnal animals,
Yes.
the night animals. So now you can go up on top and you can go through this desert, which is really cool. And then underneath that, they've now
Ah.
got all the night. And they went in and with the lighting and stuff, they've kind of switched these animals over so they're diurnal. And, under low light, you go down there and you can see all the critters that are out at night, which is really cool. I'd love to see that. Yeah.
Christy, I put you and your sister
Joe said
both
it's
back
amazing.
on the prayer list. I remember hospice, and I
Oh,
remember
Christy, I'm sorry about that.
it was difficult, but it was also such a blessing to have the hospice people come in and give me a break. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard, but at the same time, it's so nice to have those caring people who know what to do to come in and give you a break so you're not on duty 24/7.
I think one of the hidden benefits of hospice, it does give you kind of a chance to prepare for a goodbye.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And it gives you a
You know-
chance to spend time with your loved one without being in the caregiving mode. So
Yeah.
you can be more sharing old memories and things like that instead of the other.
Yeah. I've never been in a hospice situation, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was.
She has.
My former husband had pancreatic cancer, and he was in my living room for the last 6 weeks of his life. And we had hospice there that whole time. And it was such a huge relief when they would come in. It actually got to the point where they were there 24/7 because he was in such bad shape. And I had no training, and I could do some things, but there was a lot I couldn't. So it was good to have him there.
The one thing it did provide Kate, though, was a chance for closure on a whole lot of issues that she had
Yeah.
with her husband at that time. Well, going back to the very beginning.
Exactly,
Go
Joe.
back to the very beginning. There you go. Visit instead of work. Yeah. Yeah. Joe, No, I haven't, Josh.
I have not either.
I think mushrooms are a greatly
Yes, it does.
underappreciated asset. Just like the other day, I was reading something about people that suffer from major depression. You know what they're finding is an effective treatment for that now, or at least they're working on it. Nitrous oxide, laughing gas. If somebody who's chronically depressed, if they have a therapy of laughing gas or nitrous oxide about 3 days a week, it relieves a lot of their depression symptoms. It doesn't it's like for half an hour or so, just
right.
but it gives them a long-term
break.
benefit. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
wonderful.
thought, okay, that's cool. So give me my nitrous oxide. I need that.
Oh, Celtic, I understand gastrointestinal issues. We're going to add you, and
Yeah.
I keep praying for you as well.
Ooh. Christy, can't have anyone stay there without her because her dogs might eat them. Well, yeah, Lisa, the people who do work hospice are definitely to be respected.
And I didn't leave when they were there. I was just able to spend time with him without having to be in caring mode, and that made a huge difference.
Joe, you don't want to get me started on opioids. You really don't. I wrote a book on opioids. I really did. I got it online somewhere. But and I went back 5,000 years and did my research on how it all started out and everything else, and all the furor about opioids and how the whole opioid crisis was brought on, instigated, nurtured, and fed by the drug companies because there was such a huge fucking profit in there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but there was a huge profit. And they have cases where, for example, in parts of West Virginia, they sent in enough opioids for 800 doses for every man, woman, and child in this county. And it all sold. It all sold.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what they were trying to do. They just wanted to shove it in the market and get anybody on it.
Christy,
And then they stand back and say, well, we're just the manufacturers. We're not distributing it, because there is a division there. The people who make opioids do not sell it directly to the public. They sell to the wholesalers. So they can stand back there and say, their board of directors could say, well, we're not selling it on the street.
Joe Morgan, look what he just said. The main area of context and proper
There you
use,
go.
therapeutic
Exactly.
value for the dying.
I was on
Absolutely.
opioids for over 10 years. And then when I finally quit, didn't cause me a problem at all. Now,
Not
granted,
at all.
I've walked away from a hell of a lot of addictions in my life, and I am the child of addicted parents. Both my parents were alcoholics, and so I don't drink at all, hardly. I mean, several years ago, I think I had my last drink. Cigarettes, yes, I did. I was on cigarettes for
Many years.
way too long. But yes, it's how it's used and the fact that it can be abused so easily. But this is my position on that particular topic. If you want to screw yourself up with opioids, go ahead. The parents of these teenagers and stuff, to get a hold of them, where'd they get them? A lot of them dug it out of their parents' medicine cabinets. So who's at fault there? The kid or the parents? I'm sorry. I don't want to get all upset about that, because I'll get on my damn soapbox about that one.
Christy, I agree. The switch between going the extra step or going to comfort care is a very difficult one to make.
Yeah, it is.
It was hard to make when I had to make it for my former husband. I can see in the future having to make it for my parents, and it is difficult. The only thing that made it easier in my husband's case, and will make it easier in my parents' case, is the fact that I had the option or the opportunity, and took the opportunity to discuss with him and with them what they wanted. Do my parents want me to have the doctors take the extra step to keep them alive no matter what? No, they don't. They both have said, if it's time to go, leave me alone and let me go. I've lived a long life. I'm happy with my life. I'm ready to go if that's what comes up. That was what my former husband said too. So it is a hard decision to make, but if you've had the chance to talk with your loved one about it, it's a lot easier to make because you know what they want. And I look at it like, what would I want for me? I don't want somebody keeping me alive if my body is shutting down and it's time to go. No, I'd rather go on.
Well, I've made it clear to you that I have a DNR, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
both have
Josh, you're right.
DNRs.
The Death with Dignity Act ought to be nationwide. Really should, but everybody needs to make their own decision. I mean, it comes down to that. And you're also right that opioids have taken a heavy toll on generation after generation. But so is alcohol. So is tobacco. So is a lot of other things.
Yeah, Christy, so does he.
And so,
But he was fortunate to get a pain pump, and it has made a huge difference in his life.
night and day out. I mean, I used to, well, I'll put it this way. Pain was the center of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And everything else revolved around that. Everything else revolved around how much I hurt. And then when I got this pain pump, after trying a whole lot of other things, within a matter of a couple of weeks after that thing was implanted and they actually put some drugs into it, I haven't had a lick of trouble since with my back. Now my hips and other stuff and my COPD have all put me in a chair, but it's not my back. My back is fine.
And yes, the COPD does cause problems breathing, but it's not crippling him and turning him into a little ball of pain.
Actually, what I'm getting is micro doses of morphine, just teeny tiny bits. I mean,
But it's right on the spot where the injury is,
it
which
goes
makes
right to the nerve roots, and that's where it needs to be. It does clinically, it does nothing to my brain.
Right.
So it just confuses the nerve endings, so the pain is not transmitted to my brain.
Joe, I understand that fentanyl can be
Oh, yeah.
truly wonderful.
Fentanyl is really
yes,
heavy duty.
but so good for those that nothing else helps.
Yep.
Like your dad.
But it has to be very carefully monitored and managed. Very carefully. It'll kill you in a heartbeat.
He went to prison for inventing fentanyl.
Well, probably went to prison for abusing it or something. Well, why did he go to jail? Did just because he invented it, or because it was misused, or
What's
what?
the story behind that
Why did he go to
headline?
prison for it? That's,
Or as they used to say, what's the rest of the story?
I mean, Galileo damn near went to prison for inventing the telescope. Big deal.
Right.
But
Tim Turner. Hello,
hey.
Tim. It's so good to hear from you.
God, I haven't seen you in a coon's age, Tim.
Wow. Just because he invented
Well,
it,
that's pretty
Joseph.
stupid. Okay, so we ought to put, let's put old Kalashnikov in jail for inventing the AK-47 then.
Yeah, there you go.
And let's go back and dig up the Colts and beat the shit out of them for inventing the Colt 45. Yeah, one reason is Air Force care. Yep.
My hat's off to you, Joe. The times that I have had to spend a great deal of time with my mom point out to me that is an act of love. That's all it
I'm going to have
can
to
be.
go look that up. That's got me kind of intrigued about the guy that invented fentanyl and went to jail for it. That's kind of intriguing.
Leave Papa Kalish out of it.
You lost me there, Joe.
Yeah, me too. Sorry.
You lost me there.
Tim, how are you doing?
Yeah,
We are
Tim,
doing
what's up
well.
with you? We haven't talked to you in a long time. How are you? I mean, I kind of know, but how are you?
Hello, Albany Mountain. It's good to see
Hi
you
there.
too.
Well, Christy, that would be a problem.
Christy, I'm
But
allergic to capsaicin.
There's
Capsaicin is everywhere. All vegetable peppers have capsaicin. A lot of topical pain relievers have capsaicin in
I
them.
have no idea how difficult it makes life whenever you can't eat peppers.
Yes. Especially
Everything.
when you live in South Texas or Louisiana.
Virtually everything has peppers of some kind in it anymore. It's just ubiquitous. It's everywhere. And we have to be real careful with Kate because it could kill her. Or at least that's the theory. Lately, we've been kind of questioning that. What?
Joe.
Oh, yeah, Kalishnikov. Yeah, okay. Yeah, God, what a guy. What a guy. Been trying to stay busy, Tim. I've heard that.
Are you in remission, Tim?
Yeah, how you feeling, partner? Been thinking about you some lately. I've been, the chair that you gave me is still sitting out in the garage, and I've had a couple of people look at it.
Oh, his voice is back. Very good.
Good deal. Wish I could say the same, but everybody tells me about that chair that it would cost more to fix it than it's worth. So I'm going to try to see if I can. There's a nonprofit organization here in San Antonio that takes chairs and refurbishes them and then gives them back out to people who need them. It's just sitting in the garage, and structurally, it's a very good chair. I'm going to see if they want to take it, and if they do, I'm going to give it to them if that's all right with you. I know you said you didn't want it back, but I'd like to see that it gets a second life.
Gets to someone who really needs it.
Okay, I will, Tim. Thank you. I'll give them a call. Kind of wanted to make sure you were okay with it first. I'm glad you're doing well, too. Thank you. I'm glad for that. Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
Yeah, there's just a lot of hard times for folks nowadays. Everybody's fighting their own battles. We got our problems. Thank God we've got, we have each other. We have a nice roof over our heads. We have food to eat. We have animals that we love and that care for us. We have
wonderful neighbors.
We have people that like us and respect us in the local community. We have all the facilities that we could ever want or need as far as taking care of our needs. So we are very fortunate. And I know that there are millions out there that are not in that same boat. And it's really sad. Really sad. But, yeah, I believe Brishnikov was a ballet dancer. A very good one. He started out with the Russian ballet and then defected. But that was Mikhail Brishnikov. Became an actor for a little while. Made a couple of movies. But I understand he was also one of the most arrogant assholes you'd ever want to meet.
To make it in the field he made it in, you pretty much have to be.
Yeah.
Lori, I'm going to give you my email, and then you can give me your email, and I'll send you. We'll go back and forth, and we'll get you the address. And yes, I am still interested. And I think, I'm not certain, but I think I may have wild lettuce growing in our yard. So when I get what you got, I'll know for sure. But there it is, and I'll leave it up for a few minutes, and then I'll take it down.
I may think maybe she wanted your physical address. Are you going to? Okay,
Yeah.
Never mind. I got it.
We're going to eat it back and forth.
Duh.
We'll get her my physical address eventually.
So, I think the Broussards must have cut a trail.
Baryshnikov was a very well-known ballet dancer from Russia.
Mm-hmm. Can't remember. They made a movie with Gregory Hines. I can't remember the name of it.
I can't either, but they
But
did
Gregory
some
Hines
amazing
was a
stuff.
dancer too. They did some incredible dancing in that movie.
Yes.
Or I wanted to be a tap dancer when I was a kid, so that kind of that attracted me. Abby graduated. All right.
Cool. I know, Albany, but I don't have your email address. My email's got all messed up. And so if you would send me your email again at my address, then I'll send you my home address.
And Christy, that's exactly what I was alluding to, is that, a lot of the folks that we know here, it just seems like it's really tough times. And it's, what are you going to do? I mean, it's just the way of the world right now. I mean, there's so much disrespect and apathy and antipathy.
She graduated valedictorian,
Wow.
Tim's daughter. That's amazing. I knew she was smart, but I had no idea she was that
Please
smart.
tell her congratulations from us. That
Yeah.
is fantastic. Class of 12, though. I had to be a smart ass, but that just. Excuse me.
That's you.
But yeah, times are tough. I mean, there's just, and I don't think it's going to get much better.
And if you start feeling down because you think so much terrible stuff is going on, all you got to do is look around.
Just
But
look
there's
around.
a lot of folks out there that are in a lot worse shape than you are or than I am. I know that's what keeps me humble and keeps me grateful, is the fact that I look around at so many people that have it so much worse than I do.
I think that's one of the things that kind of keeps me grounded, is the fact that, if I do start feeling sorry for myself or put upon or whatever, I got it made. I got it made. I mean, what else could I possibly ask for? There's not a thing. There's nothing out there that I need so desperately that I would, give up anything to bring it in. There's just nothing there. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. As long as I got Kate, I'm good. That's the one thing that is indispensable in my life, is Kate. That is true. Yeah.
We
Mr.
are
Bojangles.
indispensable
Yeah.
in each other's lives, because I couldn't do it without him either.
Yeah, lives of luxury. You're absolutely right, Josh. Compared to the way things used to be.
I can't imagine
We
trying
got,
to live in South Texas without air conditioning.
You talk about first world problems. People complaining about this and that, and they think they're really, their complaints ought to be given credibility and acted on. Sometimes I just want to point a finger at them and just say, grow up. Just look around you, darling, and just see what kind of chaos there is out there for so many people. And the fact that we live such a charmed life. We get sick, we got hospitals to go to. We get hurt, we got doctors to fix us. We get hungry, we got stores to go to buy food. We don't even have to grow it ourselves. You want to go somewhere, we got transportation. I got a 3-year-old truck sitting out there in the driveway that's tip-top shape. I could drive anywhere I want to go. And still people bitch and complain. It's just...
You see what Tim said?
Yeah, about Stacy. There you go. It is good to have a really reliable partner, someone that you can truly depend on, someone that truly depends on you in turn, because that's important too. But someone who both appreciates and can be appreciated. And to me, that's the biggest part right there. I appreciate Kate every day. And I hope that she appreciates me.
I don't tell you enough. Do I need to start telling
no,
you more, darling?
No, but I work at it. I mean, I try to make myself appreciable. I guess maybe that's a good way to put it. Joe, you might have a good point there. The news is telling us that we're unhappy, but
I don't listen to the news and haven't for many, many years.
I've canceled my paper. I don't watch the news. What I do pick up is just incidental stuff. If there's something really important, I'll go check out, maybe look on CNN or something, but I don't follow the news anymore. I'm just tired of it. It's no point. It just does not interest me. My little corner of the world here, I'm good.
Yeah, but look how big our little corner of the world is.
That's
Every
fine.
one of those tacks back there represents a portion of our world that's not right here in South Texas.
That's true. You're right. Yeah, you're right. That's true. Yes, and I hate to say it, but love is the answer. It really is. You know.
Why do you hate to say it? Because it sounds trite.
Yeah, kind of. You know, I mean, that's, you know, it seems like you should be, you know, out there singing the song, you know, love is the answer. You know, it's,
Because I'm single.
but that doesn't mean you have to be unhappy either. There's a lot of people out there that prefer to be single. KJ, for example, Kate's daughter. I think she appreciates and enjoys being single.
She does.
She's always off and going somewhere. I mean, I think she's in New York right now, or will be in the next
few days.
Yeah, shortly.
Excuse me. I got hiccups all of a sudden.
She travels all over. She's got a huge circle of friends. She's involved in a lot of really big stuff here in San Antonio. She's actually probably pretty well known. Yeah, sense of humor, that sure helps.
If you can laugh at yourself, the world is not as bad as you think.
That's right. And Lisa, I agree with that too. I don't want to be a burden to anybody. But I've got to put a caveat to that. My mother is constantly saying she does not want to be a burden to myself or my sister. She doesn't want to drag us down. But what I tell her all the time is, by offering us the opportunity to be of service to her, it gives us a blessing. If she doesn't want us to help her, she's robbing us of that blessing. And that's not fair. Just like you, Lisa, there are people in your life who probably feel that being able to do something, even if it's small something, is a blessing for them. It's a privilege.
They like doing it. They like blessing you, and in return, they like the feeling of being blessed. So don't ever rob your loved ones of the blessings that they get helping you either.
The one thing I think people who do that, you know, that provide those blessings,
Mm-hmm.
as long as they're shown a little appreciation for it,
Mm-hmm.
that pays the bill right there.
Yep, absolutely. Even if physically unable, you can
You
still
can
be a blessing.
well,
That's right.
I'm a waste around here anymore, Albany. There's very little I can do, very little.
But you are not a waste. I don't like to hear you say that. You are a very important part of our life here, and I could not make it without you. There's just no way. You're important to me, and you make my life fulfilled here. Maybe you can't do all the physical things that you used to do, but that does not make you a waste. It just gives me an opportunity to do more blessing with you.
Thank you. So I do struggle with that one. I do.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I agree, Albany. That is what makes
I
it
do.
work.
I laugh at myself sometimes too, Tim. Just kind of.
Yeah, Tim, it does make life better when you can laugh at that. I agree.
Yeah. And Albany's got the right outlook. We were created to care for one another.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Of course, if you live back in the days of the caveman, you got old and broke down. What they cared for you is they'd carry you out there for the tigers to eat. But that was how they handled it back then. That was compassion, really, in a lot of ways, because otherwise they had no way to take care of them. So,
Joe, that's the secret. As long as the person who is disabled, quote unquote, does the best they can do, they are not a burden or a waste. It's the attitude, the doing the best they can do that makes the difference.
I'll tell you what, in the years that I worked with the Governor's Commission on Disabilities in Florida, I spoke with people every day who were massively disabled, some of them. I mean, they were dealing with issues that I couldn't even imagine. And the amount of disrespect and disregard and the way some of these people were being ignored and mistreated and maltreated and was enough to sometimes just make me cry. I had a method. When I lived about 10 miles from where I worked, and I had a nice little hot car, and it was a nice little drive home. And what I would do every day is I would turn on music just as loud as I could stand it, roll the windows down, and as I drove that 10 miles to go home, I would just let all that crap that I had heard all that day go out the window, so that by the time I got home to my birds, I was okay. But there were days when obviously I did not succeed. I could walk into the bird room when I got home, and there were some days where Carib and Bravo would be hanging right on the front of the cage, couldn't wait for me to get them out, all full of, love and kisses and everything else. There were other days where they'd be in the back of their cages, and they didn't want to have a damn thing to do with me, and they would strike at me if I reached for them. And they could sense that I was still screwed up, that I was still carrying around a lot of crap.
Frustration, anger, etc.
Yeah. So they were pretty good gauges of my mood. I could tell whether or not I was successful by how they treated me. And I learned from it. I did learn. And Joe, luckily, when my mother went into a nursing home there in Arizona, luckily it was a small town. I'd gone to school with some of the people that were providing care for her. They were good folks. They treated her well. But and one of the things that I used to hear more than sometimes anything else was how nursing homes and long-term care facilities and things of that sort in Florida were mistreating the people that they were there to care for. Sometimes it was the family that would be calling me. Sometimes it was the person. Tragic story. I mean, I don't even want to go there.
No, let's talk about something pleasant.
Yeah, let's go with something else. I'm done with that. That was years ago. I was a lifetime away.
Then I came into
That was
his
one of my other careers. Yeah, and then Kate came along. Things changed a whole lot. They really did. Yeah, things changed a whole lot. Got a lot better. So, what's going on this week? What's everybody got in the works? What are your plans? What's coming up? Anything interesting?
I'm going to see my mother tomorrow on the 4th anniversary of my sister Sue's passing.
Yeah. No, darling, she died on my birthday.
I mean, tomorrow would have been her birthday.
Oh, all right, okay. All right.
I didn't say that well. Sorry about that.
I maybe they got it. I misunderstood it. It's my fault.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons I hate my birthday. Bad shit happens on my birthday, always. Challenger blew up on my birthday. The Apollo 1 burned up on my day, within a day or two of my birthday.
I thought we were going to talk about pleasant things.
Maybe I need to leave.
No.
But yeah.
Oh, Josh is
Yeah,
all his
Josh, you've
vaccines
been
are
talking
done.
about that. It's unfortunate, Josh. I don't have your shot record anymore, son. I'm sorry. I carried it around for 30 years, but Joe, I still haven't taken my Ruger in to get it. Just found out yesterday, there's a little gun shop here in Cibolo,
Not too far from there.
and it's just a stone's throw from here. I think I'm going to take that down there and see if they can do something with it. It'd be nice to get that thing working again. That's a real nice little gun. My 38s, it's a revolver. Those things never break.
And my other plans for tomorrow is I've got a bunch of plants that need to go in soil. I really need to get busy, get some soil, and start planting these things.
Well, I drove people away, obviously. We're down to 7 now.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about that, no. Didn't mean to.
Hey, people come and go.
Yeah, they do.
Right about 2 o'clock our time, new folks will come in.
Ah,
Spend
yes.
some time flying drones. I saw a drone, where was I? someplace I saw a drone on sale. I almost bought it, and then I decided, no, we don't have a real need for one. It might be fun for David to have, but I don't know that we really need it.
Joe, you could be very will be right, but it's, I've got a manual for it, but it's beyond what I've looked at the manual, and I can't get past whatever is jammed up. So I'm gonna let some pros do it.
Either that, or if Donna's brother comes, he's a gunsmith, we might take it to him.
Oh, there's a couple of places I can go to. There's another gunsmith shop over in Bracken.
Mm-hmm.
Josh,
Heating up the letters on the new bus, taking letters off. Ah, okay.
on your drone stuff, I would like for you to send me either links to or more information about the camera and the gimbal that you would like to have for that drone that you have. I believe that Kate and I are going to be able to help you out with that. And I'm just curious. I'm not asking you to send me that information because I want to control the purchase of it.
Yay!
I'd like to see what you have in mind. And if you would send me some information on that, links and so on, I'd like to go take a look at it. And then we can talk about how much it's going to cost. And we'll see what we can do about getting you some money.
Yep.
Okay.
Give you 10
Well,
minutes.
there's
Put it in the email. It'll be here before we get off the line.
There's not that much of a hurry. I want to take a look at it. And Kate, too. I'll tell you what, I ran this by Kate. She's the one that said, yeah, go ahead, do it. I was saying, I'm thinking about doing this. And she said, yeah, get with it.
Don't think, do it.
So you owe some gratitude to Kate here, too, for that. And I tell you what, supporting you.
You're welcome, Josh.
All right, I got to very briefly. I'm so glad, Josh, that you have found something that you like to do and that is interesting and that I believe has a solid application in the real world and something that you can benefit from in a lot of different ways. Yeah, and Joe, my son Josh is he's studying archaeology and anthropology both at Oregon State, I'm sorry. And he's also taking classes in digital photography and things of that sort so he can make more appropriate use of the camera and the equipment on drones. And bottom line is he wants to get into doing LiDAR, what do they call it? Photogrammetry, is that right? But
is he going to be the guy that makes the 3D models of?
Kinda, something, something along those lines.
We watch a lot of science and documentaries and things, and the people that can take pictures of what looks like just a dead piece of ground, and through all of their knowledge and everything can come up with what is actually below the ground and then have it show up to be
that's where Josh is going. One of the things Josh has told me that he wants to do is he wants to go back and take a look at the societies that were in his part of the country 1,000 years ago. Well, that's pretty hard to do 1,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that you can use to do that is, ground penetrating radar, LiDAR, and a few other esoteric sciences, and you can figure stuff out. And I think that's where Josh is trying to go, and I'm really, really glad because I think it's an up-and-coming field that is only going to grow. So I think you're getting in on the ground floor, son. I'm real proud of you. I really am.
He's just doing stuff in college. We're not sure. She barely finished high school, but had to get things done for hardship reasons. Yep. Same here.
Yeah, I got a little bit of college under my belt and then went off to the military and got some more. Got a couple associate's degrees. That's as far as I care to go. Back then, even that was as far as I cared to go. So
And
I'm
I
all right.
worked in colleges for enough years that I should have gotten a degree just because I worked there that long.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Hmm.
I put Josh's mother through college,
Mhm.
and I think I learned more than she did. So, because I was the one that tested her and flexed her and asked her questions and did
And
all
you
this.
kept the home fires burning while she
Yeah,
studied.
that's true, but I learned an awful lot from her degree.
By the way, guys, I do have the prayer list here, so if you have something that needs to be added, please let me know. I want to be sure that I get everybody's prayer lists or prayer requests down there.
Yeah, you're right, Josh. It is.
Shame on you. But Josh, we are really very proud of what you're doing now.
Yep.
It's exciting for us, and I know it's exciting for you.
For a change, Josh, I'm not waiting for the other shoe to drop. I think you're in a good place. And believe me, that's saying something for me. So yeah, I'm proud of you. Okay, moving on.
We're down to 7. My goodness. 2023. That's 2 years from
That's
now.
not a bad target to shoot for.
Really. And we now know where we can board the birds that they do well.
Yeah. Maybe by then we'll have our motor home.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to do. If we could figure out a way to do it. There's 3 big birds. Get a RV where we could keep our birds in there. Kate and I would just take off and go cross country. But I'm not leaving my birds behind. Oh, good, Lisa. Oh, wait a minute. Blood pressure meds. Well, I've been on blood pressure meds for a long time, but mine is pretty minor. So is Kate. Seems like all of us, whenever we get to be our age, we have heart issues. At least that's what the doctors tell us. But if your blood pressure is 130 over 80,
Hello,
you
Heritage Heart
got blood
Homestead.
pressure problems. No, you don't.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, I had the other kind of blood pressure problems. My
Hers was way down.
blood pressure was 87
Bottomed
over
out.
60. So,
Yeah, that was more of an issue than anything else whenever she went in the hospital.
Yeah.
But it was only 3 days, and I got her back on her feet. Worked out okay.
and my blood pressure is climbing again.
Yeah. My daughter-in-law, Annette.
Okay.
Ooh, a week-long test. Wow, Ruth, that's... May I ask what they're testing for? Just if you care to share. If not, that's fine too. But testing of that duration, they got to be looking for a lot of stuff. What do we have coming up this week? Anything of note?
Just going to see Mama. I don't have anything else.
Oh, Lisa, your great niece is having a baby tomorrow.
Oh, very good.
Good. Hope things do go well. Well, Lisa, I don't know if you know it or not, but I had to have an ablation done in my heart January of 20 when I went in the hospital. When I went in there, I had really erratic and very screwed up heart rate. And they got it under control pretty quickly. But their testing did show that what they call atrial fibrillation. That was it. So what they did is they went in through my groin and ran a tube up into my heart. And then they have like as best I can describe it, it's like a little miniature wood burning thing. You know, the tip gets real hot, soldering iron. And they actually go in there and they essentially burn a little bit of the muscle in your heart. And they did that to me. And since then, I've had no more issues with the atrial fibrillation. So that was a good thing I did. Contact dermatitis, wow. Okay. Yeah, those are tough ones. That's some of the toughest ones to figure out.
Our cat is down here asking for loving.
Yeah. Mr. Blue. Hello, Blue. What you doing there, big boy? Oh, look at those big blue eyes.
Yeah. Minor heart issues that need to be watched. Okay. Do I have you on?
Well,
Yes, I have you already on the list, Lisa.
as long as I stay minor, you're in pretty good shape.
Do you want to come up, Big Blue? You want to come up?
Well, come on.
I think he wants FOOD.
Yeah, either out. I would let him out. I didn't want to go.
Hey guys, I'm going to go. It's been real and it's been fun.
Thank you, Josh.
I'll be here next week for sure.
Okay. And,
Welcome. Thank you for coming, Josh.
Thanks for
We
coming by,
appreciate it.
Josh. It won't take you what, a year. Well, it's good to have you here. Thanks.
Lisa, we all are.
Take care, son. You have a good week. Lisa, we're all falling apart, darling. All of us. It's just a matter of how much and how fast.
That's enough, Dandy.
You know that. You tell him, Dandy.
He's over there ringing his bell like crazy.
He does that when he wants attention, which is often.
Always. If he's awake and hears my voice. he
What
wants
about you,
attention.
Bravo? You going to ring your bells? Going to ring your bell? No, you're going to grab some food. I ordered some other bells here today. Do you know if those ever came in?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure I ordered another set of bells. Lisa, we do too, obviously. I mean, this is
This is our special time of week.
I mean, Sunday is the beginning. And this is always the high point of our week. Really is. It's just, and it's getting to be more so every week.
Oh. Well, our blue is not BLUE, but it's BLEUX. Although it sounds the same, it's definitely a different. And this is a cat. Josh says, say it loud.
Great Danes are great dogs.
They are.
I've been around Great Danes several times, and they're just incredibly wonderful dogs.
When I was in high school,
150 pounds, a lap dog.
yeah, when I was in high school, one of my friend's parents raised Great Danes. We would go over to their house every Friday night for penny ante poker. And we'd all be sitting around the dining room table, and the dogs would come in and rest their heads on my shoulder to watch us play cards.
Yeah.
They're
They're
large
great-
dogs,
they're great
and like you
dogs.
said, 150 pounds of lap dog.
Yep, they're great dogs. Been, wonderful temperaments.
Mm-hmm.
Just good critters.
Just feeding them that's the problem.
Yeah.
They're great ponies, right?
Well, I do have a picture of, I think it was Bravo, riding on the back of a Great Dane. I'd have to go find it, but it was Lisa, one of the people that I knew over in Tallahassee, had Great Danes. And we were at her place one night, and Bravo and Cree were with me, and somehow or other, Bravo ended up on the back of one of her Great Danes, and I managed to get a picture of it.
That would be fun.
And it's a pretty cool picture. Bravo's got his wings out.
He was doing big wings on the back of a Great Dane.
Trying to keep his balance, but he has his wings out. Yeah.
Welcome back. You have 5 Pyrenees mixes. They're having that much dog to hug. Whoa, that's a lot of dog.
That's a challenge here.
180 pounds.
Okay.
And wanting a cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, they're
Speaking of getting in laps
big
and
old
wanting cookies,
massive love sponges.
Nacho is doing better. He is starting to come a little bit. When I hold up a treat and call him, he comes for the treat. So I've got to admit, he's doing a little better. Had a neighbor long ago that taught their Great Dane to sit on the toilet. I've heard of cats being taught that, but I've never heard of a dog being taught that. That's pretty cool.
You know, with a Great Dane, you could just, they literally could just back up to the toilet. Now, did he turn around and flush it too?
Probably.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm ready to make my break.
Yeah.
I got not necessarily things I want to do today, but it's time. Actually, I do have something I want to do today. There was another editorial in the paper this morning that really pissed me off. This woman was advising people about birds, and she was obviously not a bird person. And what she told this poor lady was totally bogus, totally bogus. So I got to go set the world straight. Maybe. I don't think I can do it in 150 words. I really don't.
You have to do it in 2 parts.
I'll have to figure out some way to make it. Actually, what I'm going to do is write to her and say, "Hey,
Thank you,
dumbass, if you don't know what the hell you're talking about, don't give advice." She as much as said that she wasn't a bird person. And then she says, "Well, if you want a bird, get finches or budgies or parakeets." She didn't even mention cockatiels. Didn't mention conures, all of which are great low maintenance birds. And she pissed me off. Not a good idea. Well, it supposedly is not all that difficult to train your cat to use a toilet. I've seen people how they do it with the cat box, and then ultimately they'll end up using the toilet.
Well, we get the toilet and the spare bathroom fixed and train the dog and the cat to use the toilet. Yeah. Nah, let them go outside. That's easier. Then I don't have to even flush after them.
Well, hello, Blue. What you doing down there, big boy? What?
Well, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and close it down too. We're going to go off together for a change. You all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Be blessed. Take care, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Yeah, they are, Joe. Thanks for coming by. And as always, we send our love and best wishes to everybody.
Bye.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.